hear them out and see what they have to offer as far as maybe helping your businesses grow. Anyhow, so with all that said, Renata.
Good morning. First of all, I want to thank Justin for saying that about the opportunity giving us to introduce our products. And what we are is we are a non-profit organization, and we do a lot of business lending in California. We are one of the biggest business lenders in California, and we are licensed to do all these kind of loans. And basically, we help small businesses to grow with given the opportunity that a lot of times they cannot get in the banks because of different requirements. So, to this said, well, mainly I'm gonna leave you the.
Yeah, no problem. I get the fun job of actually presenting to you guys what it is exactly we do.
He's our micro-lending manager.
Exactly. Kind of a last-minute addition. Originally, Marco, our VP, planned on coming, but when Renato let me know what basically was going to be happening today around food, I really wanted to get involved just because it is something that we specialize in. So again, my name's Daniel. I'm our lending and development manager here in Los Angeles. And just for time's sake, because I think there's a small enough group, if you don't mind, I'd like to have everyone introduce themselves and tell me a little bit about what it is you guys are looking to do, or if you currently have a business, it'd work well. So if you don't mind.
Yes, my name is Amin. So I have a falafel business. So I sell falafels at the farmers market.
Okay.
And so right now I do farmers market, and I'm trying to get into bigger events like festivals, and so that requires money. So
Right.
that's what I'm doing.
Great.
Hi, my name is Didi, and I have a non-dairy ice cream company. And I'm pretty new. We started only 4 months ago, but I just want to get ready to know what it means to handle a bit more of a bigger operation. Right now, I'm making the ice cream, I'm packing it, and
Doing it all,
and
yeah.
making the call. So I just brought in machinery at some point and better packaging, and I just want to learn what would be involved in having a loan.
Okay.
To be able to do that.
Great. Thank you.
My name is Louis, and I'm developing the steak stocks that I want to market to as many places I can. We'll start out at the farmer's market, and then just
Take it from there.
take it from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Wei, and I didn't know I'd come here until last night. I'm not sure what I'm doing here yet, but I did go to culinary school, and I perhaps may be interested in opening up maybe a bakery one day.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us. Thanks.
My name is Susanna. I also attended culinary school in Pennsylvania. Graduated and was finding it very difficult to have a real employment that would pay off my loan. I wish to start a catering company that will also benefit me in my home residency and my children.
Wow.
I'm a big supporter of Share Up Spring, but financially it's very difficult
Right.
for my daughter and I, so it's been really nice to, I lost my daughter recently and it's been very, this will be a good year to start my own company.
Thank you. Nice.
My name is Mark. I have a dear friend who has a recipe. It's kind of like a sriracha sauce, but it's a green jalapeno. The problem is it needs to be refrigerated, so we're running into roadblocks, but trying to get things going. It's almost like a dairy product almost.
Okay.
So it's limited with the shelf life and refrigeration. So just trying to get more of an idea of how to move forward.
Okay. Great.
My name is Joseph Burke, and I'm here with my wife Maria and my daughter Sarah.
Hi.
And you know, she's always been a great cook, and we've been kind of kicking around the idea of being more entrepreneurial in life because we're just like a hamster in a wheel spinning around.
Right, right.
Getting anywhere. And I've always been interested in entrepreneurial things. I'm very into investing, and I'm a firm believer that this is the time where a lot of Americans are going to start their own business because nobody can find the traditional ways of employment. I'm currently working as a collector for Bank of America and credit card division. I've always been involved in finance, so I kind of understand this, and you know, I don't know if we, you know, the food truck industry is kind of picking up, see all the shows on the Food Network, and
Right.
I've been involved in small businesses, and I know the most important thing with the food service is your margin and who you're gonna be selling to. So something like this, always good information.
Great. Nice.
I'm Uy Mara. I own a catering business that specializes in cuisine.
Wow.
And I've been kind of pulled in different directions, which way to go with it, packaging, things like that. But now I kind of start doing things that I've been offered an opportunity to do a pop-up restaurant, opportunity. So either way I go, I need funding. So
You're in the right place. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But eventually, hopefully, the restaurant will come.
Well, thank you for coming.
Hi, my name is Lisa, and I make Japanese rice balls.
Okay.
Sell wholesale.
Nice. Thank you.
Hey, Milton, I'm with, Mrs. Lonnie Clark. You do a sauce. You guys done this success. It's been, 2 years. You're making some money.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the goal.
You got several festivals you do. You've done farmers markets. Right now we're working with co-packers. So, at this point, I think it's good to start looking at financing. We have a revolving account with Bank of America, at the Chase Bank right now. And we want to just go touch the next level.
Cool.
Get on storage, shelves, and really try to get it, to that next level. So,
That works. Thank everyone for introducing yourselves. It works really well for me because, as you guys heard, everyone seems to be, while there's a main goal, in a kind of a different place as far as looking to get to the next level, distribution, so on and so forth. So Opportunity Fund is unique in the sense that kind of within those different parameters where we can help you start up if we need to. And if you specialize, if it's food trucking or you need inventory or really looking for business development departments that do that for you. Renato passed out a small little presentation, and I like to go over just because it helps outline a few key points. She needed one, too. Just to kind of outline, and then from there we'll see if there's any additional questions, and I'll elaborate as much as I can on some of the points here. Because they are rather brief. So Opportunity in general, like Renato mentioned, we are a nonprofit organization providing underserved small businesses with affordable alternative sources to capital. Basically what that means is we're the answer to the bank or the alternative lender, if you will. So our job is to kind of fit into the mold where when a bank can't necessarily make a loan for you guys, whether it's due to credit or net income on your tax returns or not being in business long enough, we specialize in that particular role. And where we kind of get on our high horses, we really like to keep you guys away from the alternative lenders, the cash advance places, the merchant processing forward loans that really have high interest rates and aren't really in the best interest of the business. You'll see on the next point there that we're the largest micro lender in California, meaning that we do loans as small as $2,500 and as large as $100,000. Really looking to, again, fit the need of the business. If it may be just a quick injection of cash to maybe get through an inventory order, or maybe it's a larger amount to purchase a food truck or remodel a kitchen, you name it. There's really no limits on what we can do. And how do we do that? We're funded basically by the government, several different agencies and partnerships with banks. Chase, Wells Fargo are some of our biggest partners. Moving on to the next slide. Finding the appropriate lender for your type of stage of business. Basically, this just takes you through what people think of when they're looking to secure lending. So generally, when you go to a bank, it's because you're looking for a longer-term loan for either tenant improvements, equipment, lines of credit for your general capital, and then those specialty lenders fit in with your accounts receivables, purchase ordering, things of that nature. The expensive alternatives, like I mentioned earlier, are those merchant processors, those cash advance companies that we really try as part of our mission to keep you guys away from. If you see that there in the corner next to our Opportunity Fund logo, it's working capital for working people, and I think that really speaks. We understand the businesses behind the business. So basically, when you walk into a bank and you give them your financial package, everything they've asked for, your tax returns, your balance sheet, it may not tell the whole story. And Opportunity Fund specializes in really giving you guys an opportunity to let us know what your business is and tell us the story behind the story so that we can make a decision based on the strength of your business and really the potential of your business. Not so much kind of the hardcore numbers that are right there on paper. So a basic loan, go ahead.
Yeah, that's kind of important. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, when you get into a loan situation, it's all about numbers. So, elaborate on talk about
For sure.
how that works.
Not a problem at all. So actually, if you move on to our next slide, it's the basic loan package and what we're looking for, right? So within our credit application, we are going to be looking for your cash flow, the profit and loss statements. We are going to use this information. But for instance, let me just think of a situation that's most common when we're looking at a loan. Net income on tax returns, especially for a business, especially for a new business, because no one enjoys paying taxes, is really usually a minimal number. Maybe you're operating at a loss, maybe you're operating at a profit of $10,000, but in actuality, your gross number may be much larger. It may be a number that's 200,000 or 50,000. Point being, I actually came from finance. I was with Chase Bank for 5 years, and before that Wells Fargo, and I was in commercial banking. So knowing exactly what they look for and what we're not able to get approved was why I fit so well with Opportunity Fund, because again, taking that gross number and letting that kind of tell the story, because we know as a nonprofit that those numbers are usually live numbers. We know that you at least made that much amount of money and that may not translate all the way down to your tax returns. So in addition to that, we will let you give us your business plans or let you give us any additional information that may not be available on your financials. So you can let us know what your market looks like. If you accept credit cards, your merchant statements can help us see what daily transactions look like, so that we can accurately assess your guys' cash flow and maybe find an amount that fits well for you. Maybe you requested 25, we can't make 25,000 work for you based on the overall income, but given your guys' accounts receivables or purchase orders that you guys have ready to go, merchant service statements, pretty good revolving balances that are showing a lot of activity with deposits, showing that you guys have a healthy business, but you just can't show it all on paper because it doesn't make sense. That's how we come to our decisions. It's a really organic process, and we really try to have really in-depth conversations with our applicants to say, hey, what do you need this money for, and how can we best get it to you effectively.
So I think that's different from the banks that we actually.
Yeah. If you're on the street and you have one of the first things that's going to happen is our loan officers are going to come to your business. We're going to give ourselves an opportunity to assess the business from the outside, and then give you guys an opportunity to let us know what the moving parts are and really how it works. So while it is a fairly quick process, it is an important part of the process that allows us to really know who we're doing business and if it all makes sense and how are we going to be a good fit for you guys. So before I move on, any questions? Did I answer your question back there?
Yeah, because generally speaking, nonprofit is
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we're fortunate that we have a fairly close knit of financial partners within our organization where the underwriting's done in-house. So it really is a conversation between the loan officer and the underwriter, saying if there's any questions that do arise, maybe it's in regards to credit or something of that nature, we're going to try to address it. You'll most likely in every application get at least one follow-up call seeking some additional information. So one thing I want to mention that's probably our biggest asset that makes us really popular is we're not a FICO-based lender. So given the last, I'll call it, what, 5-7 years of the economy, that's good news to a lot of people, because whether you maybe lost a home or had to refi or claim bankruptcy, you name it, for whatever reason there's a dip in your credit, that's not going to disqualify you from working with us. Again, we're looking at a big picture here, and can we justify an amount for this business? Question.
It's a real general question.
Go for it.
Is there some type of a percentage of a profit margin you're looking for? Is it 10%? I mean, can you draw any numbers?
It's
See money coming in and money going out, and you're not making anything. I mean,
yeah.
there needs to be some magic. It's not magic.
It's not necessarily a magic number. We're looking of a certain repayment availability. So the capacity to pay is really important, and that's why your bank statements and some of the requested documents on here help us determine that. So overall, I mean, not because it's different in every case, but we look for about call it 1.2, 1.5 debt coverage overall, just to make sure that you guys have enough to remain paying any debts that you guys have, and then if taking on new loans isn't going to cripple you. And we do all that in-house. Like I said, when you request an amount maybe that exceeds the need, we're not going to say no. We're going to suggest an amount that maybe fits your guys for now, and our goal is that will help you increase your revenue so that you can come back to us in 6 months or a year and maybe get a larger amount from us.
So for example, an unsecured line of credit,
We don't actually do lines of credit, so we operate within installment loans only at this point. We do operate unsecured, but it's just a line of credit's revolving, and these are usually going to be termed out for anywhere between 24 and 60 months, if you will. But on average, depending on the amount, on 10,000, I believe there's some information there. But our